The 2024-25 season is absolutely crazy, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the top 10 most informed teams in the world. Yes, it has only been a month and a half since the start of the new season, but I thought this would be the perfect time to talk about the most informed teams from the first 7 or 8 games and looking at which teams may do very well throughout the rest of the season. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the top 10 most informed teams, looking at their current results, looking at how their team is playing, how many goals they're scoring, and how their team might look for the rest of the season. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Starting off in 10th place, I've put FC Barcelona. At the start of the season, I didn't know how good Barcelona were going to be because they got a new manager, they didn't make too many good signings this summer, and I didn't know if they were going to perform that well. But so far, in the first 8 games in the La Liga, we have seen that they are one of the most informed teams in the world. Now, if we look at some of their more recent fixtures, they have lost a couple games. They recently lost 4-2 against Osasuna, and they also lost in the Champions League against Monaco. But if you disregard those 2 games, they have easily been the best team in the La Liga. Their front 3 of Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, and Rafinha have been absolutely incredible this season, and within their first 8 games, those 3 players alone have had a combined of 25 goal contributions in Barcelona's first 8 games. That is absolutely ridiculous. They're scoring goals for fun. We've seen them beat Young Boys in the Champions League 5-0. We've seen them beat Villarreal 5-1. We've seen them beat Real Valladolid 7-1. And on top of that, they've also gotten a few other incredible results. The one problem that I've been seeing with Barcelona recently is that defensively, they have been a little bit shaky. And obviously, they did recently lose Marc-Andre ter Stegen to an injury, which he will be out for the rest of the season. And this could make Barcelona a little bit more susceptible to conceding more goals. But in my opinion, they have been very, very good this season, and they deserve a spot on this list. Moving on to 9th place, I've put Arsenal. Yes, a lot of people may be thinking that Arsenal should be higher on this list, as they are currently near the top of the Premier League table, and they do look like one of the favorites to win this Premier League title. But although they have been very good in recent games, they have also been having a little bit of trouble scoring goals, as we saw a few weeks ago in a few of their games. Particularly against Brighton and against Atalanta in the Champions League, Arsenal did not look very good going forward. They weren't really creating many high quality chances, and for that reason, they didn't really score many goals. But aside from these 2 games, they have looked very, very good this season. We've seen Arsenal play some very, very tough fixtures so far this season, and they have had arguably the most hardest fixtures out of all the Premier League teams so far this season, where they versed Tottenham, they versed Aston Villa, Manchester City, and even in the Champions League, they versed PSG. And they have done very, very well in all of these games, winning all of them, except for their 2-2 draw against Man City, which was playing at the Etihad, which is obviously a very good result for Arsenal. They are definitely one of the more informed teams in the world, and I think they do have a great chance to win the Premier League title. Moving on to 8th place, I've put PSV Eindhoven. This may be a little bit of an unexpected choice in the top 10 most informed teams in the world, but so far this season, PSV have been very, very good, and the only defeat that they have gotten in all competitions was their 3-1 loss against Juventus in the Champions League. Now, yes, obviously the Eredivisie as a league isn't as good as the Premier League or the Serie A or some of these other top tier leagues, but it is still a very good league with a lot of competition. So the fact that PSV is sitting very comfortably in first place with a great goal difference, their goal difference is absolutely incredible. They have a goal difference of plus 21 in their first 7 games. They have scored 25 goals and they have only conceded 4. Their attacking presence in every single game, making amazing attacking runs, creating incredible shots, high quality shots. They have been scoring loads and loads of goals in every single game they play, and that's why I do think they're one of the most informed teams in the world. Moving on to 7th place, I've put Aston Villa. Aston Villa this season have been much better than expected. Unai Emery has gotten his team to play incredibly, both in the Premier League and in the Champions League, where they won their first game against Young Boys very comfortably, and in their recent game against Bayern Munich, they surprised everyone, beating Bayern Munich 1-0. Aston Villa haven't lost a game in the Premier League since the 2nd match week, which was almost a month and a half ago, which was against Arsenal. Since then, they have been playing absolutely incredibly, scoring multiple goals in every single game, and with the super sub John Duran, they have been very, very good. Defensively, in the midfield, and especially in the attack, Aston Villa have been very good. They've been playing very tactical football, and they are a very entertaining team to watch. And for that reason, I've put them 7th place as one of the most informed teams in the world. Moving on to 6th place, I've put AS Monaco. A lot of people didn't really expect AS Monaco to have this incredible of a start to the 2024-25 season. In my opinion, obviously PSG were always going to be the favorites, but I thought Marseille would also be up there. But it seems like Monaco are really surprising a lot of people. At the current time of recording, Monaco sits 2nd place in the Liga, and they have won almost every single game they have played, and they still have 0 losses this season. Yes, they did recently draw against Dinamo Zagreb in the Champions League, which wasn't really the best result for them, but they were down in that game. And this just shows how relentless Monaco are to continue their incredible form, to keep winning. Their players are playing very, very well this season, and their manager is doing an incredible job. I think Monaco 100% deserves to go in this list. Moving on to 5th place, I've put Liverpool FC. If I'm going to be 100% honest, I did not think that Liverpool were going to have this good of a start to this season, because with their new manager, Arne Slot, I didn't know how well he was going to compare to Jurgen Klopp. I didn't know if he was going to transition into the club smoothly. I thought it might be a little bit of a rough start for Liverpool, but clearly I've been completely wrong, because they have been playing absolutely incredibly so far this season. Currently, they do sit 1st place in the Premier League, and so far this season, they have only gotten 1 loss against Nottingham Forest, which really was a pretty bad loss. But other than that, we have seen them beat some incredible teams. We see them beat Man United 3-0, they beat Bournemouth 3-0. In the Champions League, they've beaten teams like AC Milan and Bologna by multiple goals. And all of these results show you how good Liverpool's attack has been this season. Obviously, they have an incredible defense, and their midfield is also very good. But their attack, particularly their wingers, Luis Diaz and Mohamed Salah, have been very, very good this season. They have been scoring loads of goals, getting loads of assists for Liverpool, and I think they're some of the main reasons why they have been scoring so many goals this season. In my opinion, Liverpool are definitely title contenders in the Premier League this season. I think they have one of the best squads in the world, and they are definitely one of the most informed teams. Moving on to 4th place, I've put Bayer Leverkusen. Last season, Bayer Leverkusen had one of the most incredible seasons I've ever seen, where under Xabi Alonso, they played absolutely incredibly, and they finished the entire Bundesliga season with 0 losses, as well as winning the Bundesliga title for the first time in I don't know how long. When I watch Bayer Leverkusen play, they play one of the most amazing, fast-paced football that I've ever seen. Xabi Alonso has this team playing absolutely incredible, and I love the way that they use the wing backs, Jeremy Frimpong and Alex Grimaldo, to push up, get assists, score goals. They play some incredible football. They are one of the most entertaining teams to watch, and they are a very, very informed team. In my opinion, Bayer Leverkusen could definitely win the Bundesliga title again this season. Yes, they did lose 1 game against RB Leipzig, but other than that, in the Champions League, in the Bundesliga, they have been absolutely incredible, and under Xabi Alonso, they are definitely one of the best teams in the world. Moving on to 3rd place, I've put Sporting. Yes, this is another team that's not in the top 5 leagues, but you cannot disrespect Sporting this season. They have been absolutely incredible. They have been winning every single game they play, and by a lot of goals. They are definitely one of the most informed teams in the world. At the time of recording this video, Sporting currently sit 1st place in the Liga Portugal. They have won 7 out of 7 matches. They have a goal difference of plus 23. They have only conceded 2 goals, and they are clear of any other team in the Portuguese league. Obviously, one of the main reasons why they have been having so much luck scoring goals is because of their incredible striker, Victor Gyökeres. He is such an amazing player. We saw it last season. I mentioned him multiple times in multiple videos last season, mentioning him as one of the best strikers in the world. And this season, he is proving it again. Already has 10 goals and 1 assist in his first 7 matches. He is a big man striker, but he has the pace, he has the dribbling, his shooting is absolutely incredible. He has amazing passing. I think he is absolutely incredible and deserves more respect. Moving on to 2nd place, I've put Napoli. Obviously, I do support Napoli, and I've been watching every single game from them this season, and I can confidently say that they're one of the most informed teams in the world. Napoli did suffer a big defeat in the opening match day where they lost 3-0 against Hellas Verona, and when I saw that game, I feared that this season would be similar to last season. But since that game, they have been winning almost every single game. They currently have won 6 out of 7 games, with only getting 1 draw against Juventus. With Antonio Conte as their manager, he has completely revamped this team, improving the defense, the midfield, and especially the attack, where they brought in players like Lukaku and especially David Neres, who has been, in my opinion, the best super sub this season. Everyone talks about John Duran being an incredible super sub, but David Neres, in only playing 60 minutes in the Serie A, he has already gotten 3 assists and 1 goal in barely over 60 minutes. That is an absolutely incredible return. I can't wait for this guy to be in the starting lineup. And that's why I think Napoli is one of the most informed teams in the world. And finally, the most informed team so far in the 2024-25 season is Chelsea Football Club. With Chelsea, it's a little bit strange because in my opinion, they are a little bit of an inconsistent team where they can play incredibly for 70 minutes of a game, but then have a bad 20 minutes. And yes, I do think their defensive lineup needs a little bit of work, but their attack this season has been very, very good. In my opinion, Cole Palmer is one of the best players in the world. Last season, he alone carried Chelsea to finishing in the top 6. In recent games, he scored 4 goals in 1 half, and I think that throughout the rest of the season and in future seasons, he could possibly become one of the best players in the world. Yes, Chelsea do have a very big squad, but under Enzo Maresca, it looks like he is learning how to get the best out of his players, which attackers to start, which attackers to bench, which players to play in the Conference League, which players to play in the Premier League, and it looks like he is managing his squad much better than Mauricio Pochettino did. And for that reason, I think Chelsea could possibly do very, very good this season. This season so far, we've seen Chelsea put 6 goals past Wolves. They scored 3 goals against West Ham, 5 goals in the EFL Cup against Barrow, 4 goals against Brighton, 4 goals in the Conference League against Ghent. They have been scoring loads and loads of goals, and they are playing incredible football. And for that reason, I do think at the current moment, Chelsea are the most informed team in the world. And that is the end of this video where I made my top 10 most informed teams in the world. If you guys agree with my list, remember to leave a comment down below. But obviously, if you disagree with my top 10 list and you think there should be another team that I might have missed out on, again, remember to leave your top 10 list in the comments down below. If you guys want to see more top 10 lists or ranking videos, remember to leave a comment on this video. And obviously, if you did enjoy this video, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for more videos.